Hello, my friends. Happy Tuesday. So dang excited to be with you. See your faces or your names. And I'm so excited. I literally just got physical butterflies to talk about what we're going to talk about today. Oh my good gravy. This stuff fires me up. So thank you so much for being here. I know a lot of people are watching the recording, and I will be sure to send the link to the people that wanted that. Or if you're on my Plexus team, you can check our team page. If you have this, then you already got the recording. I'm not going to go there. Bless my heart. You know, the recordings are always under our calendar and our team page. So go check there. Okay, my friends, we're going to get into it. The subject, oh, let me mute everybody. But please know, if you have comments, I love hearing from you. So don't ever hesitate to comment if you have something to share, for sure. Commenting in the typing comments is awesome because then I can go over them quick. But if you have something to share that's like burning your heart, please unmute and share. We love to hear from you. So with that being said, we're going to get into it, you guys. We are talking today. It's March and it's just fun to go with a little theme, isn't it? We're going to talk about making your own luck. How many of you believe in luck? Kind of. A little bit. Autumn's like, maybe. Mercedes like, yeah, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, luck is, it's a thing. You can be in the right place at the right time and just ta-da, something awesome happens, right? Cool. That's awesome. But more often than not, people don't get lucky. They create their own luck, right? Are you with me? But it kind of is like, well, wait, but how can that girl over there, that guy over there, he's living the life that I want. Cindy says, yes. Okay, so that person over there, they're living the life that I want. How do I do that? Like, what did they do that I didn't do? What do they know that I don't know? Why them and not me? Right? So in that way, you guys know that I get really fired up about being a conscious. You know what conscious is? Like a present, accountable human. You're conscious of what you're creating. Co-creator, because it's not all us, in my opinion. This is according to Christy. And your beliefs are welcome here. So whatever you believe is great, but I'm sharing from my lens of what I believe. I believe that we can be a conscious, that means awake and accountable, co-creator with God. Okay, I'm a God girl. I believe in God. I also believe in the universe and energy. Okay, so if you're here and you're like, I believe in energy, I believe in creation, I believe we're all connected and that there's a universe that supports us. Cool, you're welcome here. That's awesome. I believe in that too. I also believe in God. I know that we have this really awesome power to choose. Ooh, you guys, this stuff fires me up. And I have talked on stages about this and I literally jump up and down and I get really dorky because it makes me so excited because we have this power to choose. It's given to us. As much as God loves us and wants good things for us, guess what? He can't choose for us. He won't. It's ours to choose. And it's a power. It's this real power of co-creation. It's not just you and it's not just God. It's not just you or it's not just the universe. You're not being acted upon all the time. You are a conscious when you step into this and you become a conscious, not unconscious. Are you with me on that? Do you guys know what that means? Nod your head or thumbs up if you know what I mean by conscious versus unconscious. Do you know what that means? Or are you like, I don't get it? Do you want a little background on that? Kind of? Okay. So in my opinion, and this is something I've gone to lots of trainings and done really in-depth one-on-one coaching to learn these things, but unconscious versus conscious. When you're unconscious, how many of you know, sometimes you get in your car and you drive to work or you drive somewhere, you get there and you're like, dude, I have no idea how I got here. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Okay, that's when you're a little bit unconscious. You're not in your body. You're not present. Does that make sense? But when you're conscious, you're like, ooh, I'm here. So I want you right now to touch your beautiful body. Look down. You've got this body. You're here. You're not there, meaning tomorrow, or there, meaning yesterday. You're right here. Touch your body. Rub your legs. Look down. Take some breaths, right? You're right here, right now. That's being fully present. Some people call it mindful. It's conscious. So that means you're you're aware that you are in control of where you are and what's going on and what you're creating. Does that make sense? If you're an unconscious reactor, then things happen in your world and you're like, oh, dude, that was horrible. I have no control over that. It puts you into a victim space, right? And the cool thing is we're all humans, remember? If you're new around here, I want you to go like this with your hand. Everybody put your hand up like this. Maria, do you know where this is going, or is this new for you? Okay, I want you to put it on your back. Put your hand on your back. Autumn, you know where we're going. I want you to keep sliding down. Keep sliding down, 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 down until you feel a crack. Maria, do you have a butt crack? What? Oh my gosh. Lisa's like, here we go again. What does it mean if you have a butt crack? It means you're a human. Slow clap for all these humans in this house right now. If you're a human, you're going to go unconscious sometimes, Cindy. Okay, so you're going to hear me say like, cool, you have a butt crack. That means you're a human. Like, this isn't about becoming superhuman, right? And being conscious and present all the time. That's not a reality because we have butt cracks. We're in this human world. That's just the way it is, right? There's no way out of it. While we're on the earth, we're going to have a butt crack. We're going to do weird stuff. We're going to like make choices that maybe aren't in alignment with our greatest good. That's just part of being a human, having a butt crack. So laugh it off. Next time you start getting too heavy and you're like, dude, I made a mistake again. What? Reach back and go, oh, that's right. I'm still a human. I'm still on the earth. I'm still an earthling, except for coneheads. Did you know they don't have butt cracks? So they are exempt. Everybody else, here we are. We're going to have butt cracks. We're going to go unconscious. So back to the point is, we want to work toward being a conscious creator. When you're an unconscious reactor, things happen in your life and you are not consciously walking at choice. You are unconsciously reacting. Do you know what I mean by that? Okay, so if you're unconsciously reacting, you're not consciously creating. You're not taking accountability for the way that you're showing up. Are you with me? How many of us have unconsciously reacted today? Like you reacted. Usually your reaction isn't your most aligned way of being. It's just an unconscious reaction. Okay, cool. You have a butt crack, you're a human. Welcome. I did too. We all do. It's not about being perfect. It's not about always being conscious. It's working toward being more conscious as a co-creator with God and with the universe. Guys, do you feel me? So when something happens, when there's some sort of stimulus or whatever, or something goes wrong in your life, nothing goes wrong in all of your lives, but the people outside this call, right? When something goes wrong, I'm putting that in quotes because I really truly believe that things are perfectly aligned, even when it feels like everything's falling apart. But when those things happen, we can take a breath and ask ourselves, what would the conscious co-creator version of me, how would they choose to create right now? How would they choose to engage right now? Instead of an unconscious reaction, that's just knee-jerk, it takes zero discipline, you just react, right? Kind of like if you get burned by a stove and you go, ow, like that's unconscious. You don't have to like think, what am I creating right now as it's burning your fingers, right? It's an unconscious reaction. So it's about learning about this human condition that we are all in, about this power of choice, this power of, it's 11:11, make a wish, this power of co-creation that we have been gifted to frickin' own our lives. Does that mean that we get to have control over everything that happens in our lives? Does it? Teresa, do you have full control over everything that happens in your life? Because now you know you can be a conscious creator, conscious co-creator? Heck no. People have choice in our worlds. A lot of people have choice and it affects us in huge ways. Are you with me? We don't always have control over what happens in our worlds, but this is about the practice of learning to step into being a conscious co-creator one teeny bit more at a time. Did you hear me use the word practice? This isn't being a professional at it right away. Are you with me? We're humans. We have butt cracks. We're going to choose to be reactive until the day we die, probably, right? That's not what this is about. It's about practicing teeny little baby steps toward being more conscious as a co-creator with God, with the universe, and seeing what you can create. It's kind of really fun. Are you with me? Dude, makes me so fired up. Okay, I want you to ask yourself a couple questions right now. I want you to ask, in your life, is what you're doing working? Are you currently experiencing your wildest dreams in every way? Like financially, the house you live, the car you drive, your relationships. That's the most important, in my opinion. Your relationship with God, your relationship with the universe, whatever it is that feels true for you, your relationship with your sweetheart, if you have a spouse, or your relationship with your kids, your relationships with your friends, business partners. Are you living the absolute wildest version of your life? Wildest dream version right now? Are you? No, you're not? Oh, cool. Like, no, Crystal says no. And I want you to know this is any of these questions that I'm going to ask you is for you to tune in with your own intuition. I want everybody to put your hand right here on your heart. 2 hands. Take a deep breath. Oh, do you feel that? That's you. That's your intuition. I'm going to waterfall all sorts of Christy thoughts on you, gems that I've learned, things that work for me. But at the end of the day, I'm going to ask you questions to get you in tune with your own intuition so you can hear your own answers, right? So I want you to have a pen and paper ready so that you can capture those things when they come from your intuition so that you can know what your answers are, okay? But back to it, if you are not living the absolute most wildest dream version of your life, then what you're doing isn't fully working. Do you know what I mean? Because if what you were doing was fully working, you would currently be living the life of your wildest dreams. You with me? Okay, so this is not with shame. Anything that I say, these questions that I'm asking you, there's zero shame. This is a no shame zone. Are you with me? Shame feels like you want to go in the corner and be like, see what she said. I never do that. I'm like the biggest jerk. I can't believe, oh, see, that girl's better at that than this. Or I'm gross. Like I never do this. I try so hard and I just keep on. Are you with me? You're gonna be tempted to do that because it's just part of being a human. Take a breath and go, hey, nope, that shame, we're gonna pause on that for a minute. Nope, we're gonna come back to just asking some questions so you can get greater awareness about how you're showing up with this co-creative power. The cool part is when you have greater awareness about how you're showing up with this co-creative power, guess what happens? You can shift it. And you can go, oh my goodness, I did not know that I was showing up in that way. Cool, that's feedback. I can tweak that a teeny bit, make a tiny change. And guess what? If I can make a tiny change over time, what can I expect? Different results. That's what this power is all about. Okay? So here's the deal. If there is a version of your life that you're not currently embodied and living, that's the best news ever. Because you can do it. You're here. The purpose, I believe, is to learn, grow, love on the earth. That's why we're here. That's why we're humans. And so there's more to experience. Isn't that kind of exciting? And you, friends, right here, and you watching the recording are the tiny percentage of people who lean into growth and who want and are hungry to grow. So give yourself a slow clap right about now. Oh, you are here. Yes, Maria, you're here. You're here to grow. You're here to learn. You're here to learn how to sharpen your tool of co-creative power with your creator, right? Okay, it's also, before we get into this, it's also my belief that God created us for abundance. How many of you resonate with that? How many of you believe that too? That God, creation, your creator, your source, wants you and created you for abundance. Cindy says 100%. Maria says yes. Crystal says absolutely. Heck yeah, that's my belief. Okay, so then why aren't all of us living in just abundance in every area of life? Why? Because we're so cute and we're humans, right? And we're working it out. Fear, okay, that's what Maria says. We doubt ourselves. Teresa says we have butt cracks. Maria says yes. But I want you to ask yourself with no shame, just simply awareness, like why? Why am I not living the life of the most abundant I can imagine? And abundance, not just financially, of course that's there. And a lot of us have work to do around that, believing that it's gross to have a lot of money. Anybody? I get in my own way, Crystal says. You guys are like, wait, whoa, stop. We're not going there. Right? You might have beliefs about money, and I'm not going to get into it. I could talk for hours about that, but I'm not going to get into that this time. But the bottom line is, you guys, we have these cute brains that are super, super useful for certain things. But sometimes we get confused and we attach meaning to money that's just simply not true. Money's neutral. Money's an energy. Money's a tool. It's my belief. Money's a tool. It's a magnifier. Whatever you are, you put a lot of money on it and it magnifies that. Do you guys believe that? Yes or no? Yes. And then maybe part of you is like, well, but I still believe it's kind of gross to have a lot of money. Right? That's okay. We're just doing baby steps. I used to believe that. It was really so against my old programming. It was so against my old Christiness to have a lot of money. You know why? Because I somehow glorified martyrdom. Isn't that weird? But sometimes we hear these cultural messages around us from all sorts of sources and we misunderstand it. And we think, ooh, but if I'm, selfless and I just never stop giving, then that's really, truly noble, right? But guess what? I've worked really hard and really intentionally to reframe the way that I see money, to refresh my relationship with money, right? What if money was a friend of yours? Would money want to hang out with you based on how you talk about it, think about it, feel about it? If you're always talking about how money's stressful, your friend money is like, dude, peace out. Like, I don't want to stress you out, right? So just ask yourself, I want you to write that down. Life's all about relationships, how we are in relationship with all sorts of things, with each other, with ourselves, with God, with money. What's your relationship looking like with money right now? How's it feeling? Does money feel welcome to come abundantly into your life? Or have you sent the message somehow that money's gross? If you have sent the message that money is gross, do you think money wants to hang out with you? Probably not. Okay. My belief, and I get butterflies. Money's a tool. Money's energy. I love the idea of having just so freaking much money. You know why? Because it's so dang fun to have a lot of money. It's so fun. Because guess what? For me, what matters to me most is experiences with people I love. Are you guys with me? That brings me so much joy to have experiences, have joy. And sometimes the experiences are not always joyful, and I appreciate that too. But I love facilitating experiences with people that I adore. And I love to give to people that I love. And I love to be a sharpened instrument in God's hands so that I can do good work. I love money. I love having a lot of money. It's fun. Do I believe that it makes me a worthy human? Heck no. I was a worthy human when we were on the verge of bankruptcy. I love myself just the same. It makes no difference to my worthiness or anyone else's worthiness. To me, it's like, well, if it's an option to have just a lot of money, cool, I choose into that, right? I want to do that. And guess what? I've learned over the last 7 years, building my Plexus business, I've learned that when I let go of that, the old beliefs about money, the old programming with money, and I lean into, I love having a lot of money. It's so empowering. I get to give endlessly, or not endlessly, but I get to give as much as my heart desires. I get to show up for people in ways that empower them. When I stop making it about me, arrows pointing in, and how I don't want to be gross by having a lot of money. Dude, what if you could be your purpose when you have a lot of money? It's not freaking about you. It's about the impact that you can make when you go, yep, I accept it. Come, be with me. I want to have more because I want to be a sharpened instrument in God's hands. I want to show up in my purpose. And part of my purpose is to have a lot of money. If I resist that, guess what I'm also resisting? My purpose. Are you with me? I'm going off a little bit. I'm going to get back on track. But guess what, you guys? I remember being on a run. I lived in Saratoga Springs. I was getting these downloads. I was doing one-on-one coaching. We were really digging in intentionally to my beliefs about money, my scarcity mindset. We were digging in. And I remember being on a run, and I would have this music in my ears, and that's where I process. It's where I get my downloads. And I was on this beautiful trail. I saw this river that was flowing. It was so beautiful. And I was like about to hit diamond in Plexus, the top position in Plexus, which when you hit that, it's pretty much like surgeon income, which is awesome. I love it. But I felt this resistance. And I was like, I don't want a fancier car. I don't want to be like cooler than other people. I don't want to like shine too bright. Like, have you guys ever felt that before? I had this resistance. And then it hit me. Diamond's a part of your journey. Diamond is not the end all be all. And it's not about the cars, and it's not about the shiny things. Because guys, I love those things, are cool. I'm open to them. But it really doesn't move the needle on my heart as much as experiences with people I love and showing up in my purpose. Those things move the needle on my heart. They make me do like uncomfortable things, right? But if the shiny stuff comes with it, if this beautiful diamond bracelet that Plexus gave me, if that's part of my purpose, freaking get over it. Accept the bracelet so you can be in your purpose. Are you with me? Like if I'm resisting the diamond bracelet or the shiny things, then I'm like making it about me. And guess what? When I realized that, I was like, it's not about me anymore. I'm done worrying about it. I'm going to get out of the dang way, and I'm going to show up in my purpose. Guess how many thousands of lives have been able to be impacted for better because I got the freak over myself. The impact has gotten explosive since then. But I was making it about me, wasn't I? Well, I don't need the shiny things. I don't want more money. It's gross. I don't want to not be Martyr Christy, because then who am I? Right? So ask yourself, what's resonating with you right now? From what I just shared, I want to hear, even in the comments, or if you're writing something, like, what's true for you about what I just shared? Because that's my story. That's my experience. That was my breakthrough, part of my journey. But what about you? Are you holding yourself back because you have these beliefs about money or about abundance? Are you making it about you? My parents always say, point your arrows out, be an outward focused person. Are you making it about you? When reality is, if you would accept the abundance, you give other people permission to step into their abundance in all the ways. Did you hear me? That's what I've learned through personal experience. When you're worrying about making it about you too much, you're making it about you too much. Get over it. Like, accept the abundance, step into it, shine in your beautiful way, because then you give other people the permission to shine in their way. You're not better than anybody. Nobody's better than you. We all shine in different ways. We're all unique. But when you're worrying too much about, I don't want to have that because that means I'm gross. That means it's the root of all evil, right? No, God created us for abundance. Back to my rant 5 minutes ago. So it's my belief that when we step into that, and when we allow abundance, and when we reframe our relationship, and we cultivate and nurture that relationship we have with money, when we allow it, we start to step into it, we start to attract more of it. It's just a universal law. Okay, so I want you to have a takeaway. Write something down on your paper that you heard or you felt from your intuition, from what I shared, that you can take away from this. You can write in the comments, what's your biggest takeaway? from up to this point. Okay, we're going to get into the steps, but I want to see in the comments your takeaways. We're going to do your 3 steps. How many of you are like, got your pen and you're like, where's step 1? You're so cute. I feel you. I'm the same way. I love a good bullet point list, right? Okay, number 1, I want to see your takeaways. Hold on. Cindy says she's ready. You can shift. Yes. Oh, and Michelle, you are muted. Don't you worry about that. Thinking about money as a friend. Heck yes. Money can do beautiful things. Money does do beautiful things. Absolutely. I've seen so many people with so much money do so much good. I love that. Crystal, I hear you. Oh yeah. Okay. Let's see what else are your takeaways. I love the idea that my purpose is to have money to love on peeps and give to others. Mic drop. And guess what? It's kind of fun too to be like, I like having a lot of shoes. For me, if Matt was on this call, my honey, he'd be like, about the shoes. I can't stop with the shoes. I love having fun shoes. It's just part of what makes me happy. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that because joy moves a needle. And we're going to talk about that in a minute. I want to be able to share my wealth with others, to be able to travel with family without thinking about the expense. Boom, nailed it. That's my goal. That's my intention. That's what I love. Don't be ashamed of having more money than someone else. Because guess what? Comparison's not useful. They're on their journey. They're aligned with their creator in their unique way. Let them do their thing. Cool. Focus on your journey, what your purpose is. Like, stay in your lane. Comparison's like totally not useful. I would love to have an easel and a light table. Maria, is there anything wrong with that? I want you to write down right now something that you personally want for you that makes you have butterflies. What is it? Because guess what? It's cool to love on other people and share. And it's also really cool to love on yourself because you're one of the people, it turns out. For me, it was shoes. I mean, there's other things now that make me more excited than that. What do I want? I want a new camera. I want a really cool new camera because I love to take photos. Oh, yes. Give me a new camera. That sounds delightful. Okay, so write something down, put a star around it and say that I want that. And there's nothing wrong with that. Moments with my family and friends without the financial stress in my head. Amen. My dream home and turn it into a wedding venue to do with my daughter. Dude, I love that. Chantel, that is so awesome. I love that vision that you have. Okay. Are you guys ready? Step 1, I'm going to give you a formula that is so dang simple that you're going to be like, no, there's more. But really, actually, it's kind of what it comes down to. I want you to write this down. Clear intention plus, it's an equation, it's a formula. Committed action equals what? Somebody say it. Clear intention plus committed action equals, it's an R word. Results. Raise your hand if you want results. Raise your hand. My friends, that's why you're on this call. You're on this call not because you love Christy Jacks or you want like another spaz session from me, right? You're on this call because you want results. Right? You want results in your life in some way, whether it be financially, in your business, your health, your mental state, your relationships. What is it? What do you want? Like, you want results. And I just gave it to you. Clear intention with committed action equals results. Now, the first thing is your ego, your brain that's trying to keep you safe is like, wait, but when? That results part, like, when can I expect those results? Isn't that so funny? Our brain just is so cute. It just wants so bad to have the certainty because humans perceive certainty as safety, right? Isn't that so cute? Guess what? I hate to spoil it for all of us. There is no certainty. Anybody on this call or listening to the recording, do you guys have certainty for us? Can you share some of your certainty? Anybody have certainty about how your life's going to turn out or when actually you get those results? Take a freaking breath right now. There is no certainty. You don't know when your results are going to come all the time. You don't have full control over that. What do you have control over in that equation? Tell me what you have control over. Who can make that clear intention? And then who can take that committed action? Okay, but wait, I'm going to pause for a second. And pardon me for getting really fired up. The whole phrase, give it to God. Oh my gosh. You guys, he gave it to you. It's in your life, right? Sometimes you don't want to believe that. You're like, dude, what? He didn't give me this. This is awful. Okay, cool. Maybe he didn't. Maybe you gave it to you by your choices. Who knows? Do we really need to know where things come from? It's just here. Like I did a whole call about facts or feelings. Do you guys remember that one? Dude, and I gave that to you guys when I was real time figuring that stuff out in my divorce with my broken heart. That was real stuff. And that was a real breakthrough I had about accepting the facts. Okay. If you need to go back and watch it, my YouTube channel, I never try to grow a following there or like have anything organized, but it's there. If you go facts and feelings, Christy Jex, you'll find it. But there's so much power when you accept what is and you move on. You accept, this is the facts in my life. It sounds really easy and that sounds really callous. It took me a long time to accept what happened in my world, you guys, a long time. I felt like something went wrong. I was trying to fix it. Like, guys, if you feel me, you feel me. It's not always easy, but it just is what it is, right? So the whole phrase, give it to God, the reason it fires me up is it kind of renders us powerless. Does God want you to just sit there and wait for him to fix things? Sometimes, but more often than not, I think he's like, wait, honey, I gave you that thing called choice. How is that going? I gave you this power called co-creation with me. Can we do that? He's like, wait, it's not just me, it's us. Are you with me? This is just my opinion. This isn't truth. It's not wrong or right. It's just my opinion. And it fires me up. And I'm not even sure why it gets me so fired up. But I think a loving God, a loving universe or source, if wherever you came from, whatever you believe in, wants you to be happy, wants you to be successful, wants you to grieve when it's appropriate to grieve. They want you to process when you need to process. But do they want you to stay stuck forever waiting for them to fix it? Dude, no, that's not the point. So that's why I get so fired up when people are like, hey, yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm just going to give it to God. I'm like, no, I'm going to smack my desk right now, but it would knock over my light and that would be a problem. So you guys, if it's in your life, then it's in your life. It is what it is. There is so much peace and freedom. Can you feel it? Like right now, even saying that, like my body just feels expansive. How does your body feel when you just say, it just is what it is? Oh, take a breath with that for a minute. Okay. There's going to be hard stuff. There's going to be uncomfortable stuff. Nothing's gone wrong. Reach around. It's part of your human experience. It's part of my human experience. There's a butt crack. Newsflash. There's going to be stuff. It's really painful and uncomfortable, right? But there's a lot to learn. There's a lot to learn. We're not going to go into that because that's a whole nother topic. But the reason I brought that up is clear intention plus committed action equals results. We don't know when the results come all the time. So would you get your hands up here for a minute, guys? Go like this with me in your camera if I can see you. Squeeze really hard. You're white knuckling, but the results are supposed to be here. They're late. I'm behind. Go like this. Ah, relax. Freaking let go. There is no certainty for results. How many of us are really worn out trying to control results? Raise your hand. How many of us are really worn out? Like, what, the results are wrong. I'm behind. Something's gone wrong. We're off track. Anybody? Take a breath and let go. You are white knuckling something that is not productive. It's not useful. You don't have full control over results, and you never will, and I won't either. Let go. What can you focus on? Two things we just talked about. Clear intention plus committed action. Okay, did it say kind of intention? What was the word? Clear. Get clear. What in the world do you want? If you don't even know what you want, what do you think the chances are of you getting it? If you go to the train station and you're like, yeah, I'd like a ticket. And they're like, where do you want to go? I mean, somewhere cool. They're like, what does cool mean to you? Like, you've got to be clear. Co-creation loves clarity. The universe, energy, God, you, and who you really are, the essence of you loves clarity, precision. My friends, clear intention. So I want to ask you, what do you want? When we talked about you're not currently experiencing all of the results of your wildest dreams, what are those? What do you want? Write it down. What's currently something that you would love to experience in your health that you're not currently experiencing? Your health, your fitness journey, what is it? I want your hand writing right now, because this is you tapping into your intuition. Okay. Is it around your health? Is it around your relationships? Are you maybe dissatisfied with how your relationship feels with your sweetheart? And if you don't have a sweetheart, well, what other relationship in your life do you wish was better? Is that what it is for you? How about your kids? Is there something that's going on that's causing you to feel out of alignment with your kids? Your relationship's not as strong as you wish it was. How about your business? Do you have a business you're working on? And you're like, yeah, oh, I just wish it was like that. Write down what's resonating for you. Is it your relationship with your creator? You guys, there's so much peace there. And for me, that's the easy button. When I take a breath and I reconnect to my creator, all of a sudden I can see clearly. But do you want to reinforce that connection? Do you want to reconnect with God, with your creator, with source? What do you want? Do you want a different car? Do you want a different home? Do you want to travel? What do you want? Do you want to make an impact? Do you want to write a book? What do you want? If you have no idea what it is that you want, there is absolutely zero chance that you're going to get it. So if you want to manifest more of what you want, let's start by being really clear about what the freak you want. And I'm going to give you permission to write stuff that's like really, what's the word? Have the audacity to write some stuff that's like, whoa, Delta, what are you writing over there? I'm going to give you permission to just write stuff that's kind of big and that you have zero evidence in your life to support it. Zero. That takes audacity, doesn't it? But write it, because that's the first step. Clear intention. Okay. Committed action. What does that mean? Does that mean kind of action? That means like wishy-washy, when I feel like doing it, I'll do it. Heck no, it's committed action. Did it say perfect action? Heck no, you're not going to be perfect. It's committed. So you are going to be imperfect. Great. Reach around. There's a butt crack. You're human. You're going to be imperfect, but it's committed. Stay committed. Consistent. When you fall, when you start to go reactive, when you get into victim mode, you start beating yourself up, your thoughts go out of control. Cool. You're a human. Take a breath and realign. Keep taking committed action, even when you don't feel like it. And most of all, when you have zero proof or evidence in your life that it's going to happen. That is when you start to step into manifesting, is when you are busy. I don't like the word busy. When you are intentionally showing up and doing work toward that intention that you have, when nobody would know if you did it or not, And there's no proof in your life that it's going to happen. And you're like, oh yes, I've got a vision here and here with clarity. And I know it takes clear intention plus committed action over time, and results come. Period. End of story. It's simple. Is it easy? No way. It is not. The road to success leads right through the swamp. Maria, remember we talked about that at our retreat? There's a whole nother thing. If you've seen me do my swamp thing, you get what I'm saying, right? We'll talk about that later. And we've talked about it a lot before. But the road to success, and I will say success is different for everybody. Everybody has their own definition of success. So the things that you wrote down are the things that you want. The road to the things that you want, that you wrote down specifically for you, leads right through the swamp. And guess what? There's no detour. There's no Uber, and there is no drone that carries you over the swamp. Like a drone, does a drone carry people? You know what I'm saying? There's no airplane. There's no helicopter. You can't get lifted over the swamp. You get to trudge through the swamp like everybody else who's gotten what they want. Nobody got there just like circumventing the swamp. That's not a thing. It's not a thing. So when you start to feel resistance, when you start to be like, this is hard, when you start to be like, dude, I thought it was going to be aligned. This doesn't feel aligned. Alignment's messy. Newsflash. 11/11 happens on days when you feel awesome. And also moments where you're like, what? Is this even going to happen? Alignment is messy. It's not always roses and posies. It's not always, oh, like zenned out. That's not reality. Whatever it is that you want leads right through the swamp. The results will come though. So when you get to work and you stay clear on your intention, you revisit your clear intention daily. I want you to write this down. 3 minutes a day. Raise your hand if you can commit to 3 minutes a day to start to manifest more of what you want in your life. 3 minutes. If that's all you can start with, cool, start there. 3 minutes. I want you to turn on a song that you love that makes you feel good. It could be Metallica. It could be Enya. Whatever it is for you. A song that you feel aligned. A song that makes you feel like expansive. 3 minutes. And I want you just to sit there and breathe and just visualize what it is that you want. And it's going to be different for every person. The things that you wrote down, visualize it. What color is the home that you want? How does the steering wheel feel on your hands in the car that you're driving? What does it smell like to be in that life that you just visualized? What does it smell like? For me, it's like a volcano candle. Best smell on the planet. I love it. But what does your life feel like? What does that thing that you want? Get really clear. The more clear you are with what it is that you want, the more magnetized you become to attract it. The clearer you are, the more magnetized you are to attract that into your world. It's a law. It's a universal law. It's the way it works. It's not according to Christy. It's just law. Okay. So 3 minutes a day, I want you to revisit that place in your heart and in your mind. Revisit it 3 minutes a day. Revisit, 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 revisit. Because guess what? The more you do that, you're harnessing your thoughts and your feels in a way that you want to go. That is one word and it starts with a C. What is it? When you are, Maria, conscious, when you are visiting that place with clarity, 3 minutes a day, if that's all you have to start, you are harnessing your conscious, co-creative power to go where you want to go. Are you with me? Because so often we're just not even conscious of our thoughts, of our feels. We're just all over the place. We're reactive. And where does that lead? Does that lead anywhere? You're not going to go somewhere conscious with that kind of way of being. You're going to be that way. That's part of being a human. But just 3 minutes to revisit that place, see it, feel it, touch it, breathe into it, and you will start to manifest it. Okay, number 2. No, hold. I'm going to pause for a second. I'm going to tell a quick story. When I started sharing Plexus, and I'm going to keep this really brief because I think I have things I want to go into. When I started sharing Plexus, I wanted none of that. Guys, I didn't want to be that girl. Like, gross. I did not want any part of it. But I'm a God girl. I prayed about it. It was like a hard yes. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna have sweat tacos for the rest of my life because I'm gonna be uncomfortable doing shiz I don't want to do for the rest of my life, right? It only lasted about 2 years of sweat tacos. You guys are like, 2 years? Absolutely. A lot changed in that 2 years. We like reached my dream life with my finances. We slayed it within like a year of starting Plexus. So sweat tacos and like major amazing results, I'll take it. Are you with me? If you have sweat tacos, that means you're in growth mode. That is a good thing. That means you're stepping into new things, and it means you get to step into new results if you're uncomfortable. Good news. But anyway, I was going around, I'd seen this vision. I had my answer. There's thousands of people waiting for you to show up. It's not about you. I've prepared a way. That was my answer. And I was like, dude, I'm a God girl, but please don't make me do this. Yep, you're going to do it. Okay. So I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. So I had seen the vision. I was revisiting that place. I made vision boards. I did like affirmations. I had them all posted in my bathroom. So do those things just so you can have it, revisit it all the time, right? But I didn't have any proof in my life that it was going to happen. Zero evidence that would ever be an army. Zero evidence that was going to be thousands of people. It was an army of one, me. Well, me and God, that's who it was. And I was like, all right, I've seen the vision, but what? I got to have some people. So I was going around, you guys, it's going to be awesome. We're going to change a lot of lives. Everybody's health is going to improve. And then when your health improves, you can work on your spiritual stuff and your emotional stuff. It's going to change lives. We're going to heal hearts and homes. How many times do you think people were like, oh yeah, I'm in, Christy? Not very many. I remember talking to Kimberly, who's now my power partner, best friend, was my pediatrician at the time. She was seeing my results and she was like, you're feeling better. And I was like, yes, I am. What's going on? It's Plexus, but don't tell anybody. Like that was before I was sharing. I was like, it's Plexus, but don't tell anyone because that's gross. I don't do network marketing. Like that's really gross. She's like, well, don't tell anyone, but I want to try it. I was like, all right, cool. So when she started sharing, well, wait, hold. I went back and saw her a couple times before she went all in, right? And I was pitching this vision. There's going to be all these amazing people. We're going to change lives. It's going to be an army, thousands of people. I've seen the vision. And she's like, okay, cool. You have like 2 people. And I was like, I know, but it's going to be big. You guys, the point is now, this gives me chills. Look back to that version of me. I had zero evidence to support that my vision was anything that could be real. And if you've seen my first live video that I did with cute Christy, who was so apologetic, so miserable, like when you look in her eyes, you're like, that's not even the same Christy. But that version of me, she had a vision. She revisited it. She breathed it. She was like, no, I have the audacity to believe in stuff that's not even real yet, but it will be. Are you with me? That takes discipline. Stop looking around to gather evidence to support your dream. It's not here yet because you haven't created it yet. If you're going to create something awesome, it's going to be something that you've never had in your life yet. So stop looking around for evidence of it. It's not there. You have to have the discipline and the audacity to show up and believe it, and to show up and do the committed action consistently until you see the results. You don't qualify for those results until you put in those first 2 things. Are you with me? If you are not currently experiencing the results, and I'm talking to myself too, because I got dreams, I have more dreams. If you are not currently experiencing the results that you want, you don't qualify for it yet, and neither do I. Why? Because if I had, I would already have it. Are you with me? I haven't set a clear enough intention. I haven't put in the committed action consistently enough to qualify for the results. Because if I had done those things, the results would be here. I would be living it. I would have evidence all around me of, well, heck yeah, it's all around me. But that's pretty presumptuous to think that you get to have the results before you qualify for them. Are you with me? You haven't had the clear intention enough. You haven't gotten clear enough on it. You haven't cleared the path. Maybe there's beliefs that you have that are in your way of being clear with your intention. Get a coach. Listen to some stuff. Do the work so that you can have a clear intention and it feels real for you. And then show up and do the work consistently enough, and the results will come. Oh my gosh, I'm sweating. This stuff makes me so fired up. Oh, Okay, number 2, we got to go on here. Be aware of your magnetic charge and then choose it. Did you know that we are always attracting? We are magnets. How many of you believe in that power, that we're always magnetically drawing or pushing away things? It doesn't matter if you believe it or not, because it's still working. How many of you believe that if I got my chapstick and I was like, I'm going to drop this, but I don't believe in gravity? Okay, cool. Gravity doesn't care that you don't believe in it. It still works. That's how it is with this law of attraction. Some people call it. You are always, me and you, we are always magnetically drawing or pushing away based on what? Our vibration. I could go in, this is like beginner's guide, so we're not going to go into the stuff. This is 3 steps of simple. We're going to keep it simple. But ask yourself with no shame, how am I, what's my charge right now? Am I attracting what it is that I want? Am I in alignment with those things? Am I stepping into the version of me that is already embodied that thing that I want? Am I doing the intentions and the action enough to qualify for that? Or is my charge right now repelling that? Spoiler alert, if you're in comparison mode, you are not magnetically charged to attract what it is you want. If you are having self-doubt, welcome to being a human, cool. But are you still having a clear intention and still taking committed action? That's a way that you can see and feel your charge, right? But just understand, as a conscious co-creator, you take accountability for your magnetic charge. You don't blame other people. Well, if only my husband didn't say that to me when he walked out in the morning, then maybe I would be charged. Dude, whatever. That's cool. Stuff happens. Things are frustrating. We get mad at each other. That's cool. But you and only you get to own your magnetic charge. Nobody else can do that for you. So take a breath with compassion for your humanness and ask, where's my charge? Am I aligned? Am I drawing those things closer to me? Or is my intention and my action and my vibration kind of repelling those things? I want you to ask yourself this question. The version of me that already has whatever it is I want, or that's living that life that I visualize, what do they do consistently? What thoughts do they think consistently? How do they feel consistently? I'll say it one more time, because this is probably like one of the best tools that you can take away from this. That version of me that's embodied or already living the life that I visualize, what do they do consistently? What thoughts do they think consistently? How do they feel consistently? Did you hear me say consistently? That does not mean that you never have negative, quote unquote, negative thoughts. That doesn't mean you don't have moments of self-doubt. That doesn't mean you don't get frustrated. Dude, you're a human. That's all part of it. But learning to realign and return to center and go, whoa, 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 whoa. The version of me that embodied that life, what thoughts, action. Oh, Louie, come on in. Guys, my dog just opened the door and walked in. What do they do consistently? What thoughts do they think consistently? And how do they feel consistently? And the adverse is also true. Hear me. What does that version of me that is living the life that I have, that is embodied the life that I want, what do they not do consistently? Oh, what thoughts do they not think consistently? And then how do they not feel consistently? That is sometimes a better question. And remember, any of the shame that sneaks in, you go like this. Thank you, no thank you, like the claw. Shame, you're excused. Compassion, you're a human. Compassion, it's simply awareness. so that you can step into being a conscious co-creator. You can fall, you can mess up, you can not do it, and then you go, oh, whoops, here I go. Okay, I'm going to realign. I'm going to ask myself these questions, and I'm going to simply do, be, and feel that version of me. And then guess what happens? Over time, you legit turn into that version of you. It is so beautiful. I'm obsessed with watching people do that, and my own journey as well. It's a transformation, but I actually think it's a remembering. It's my personal belief that right now you are the babe, you are the dude that you visualize. It's you. It's not anything that you're not. You're simply excavating your humanness so you can get back to that beautiful, divine version of you that you already are. It's simply a remembrance. And we're just here on the earth with butt cracks and all these things going crazy and people being weird and we're being weird to learn how to harness this thing called co-creative power to manifest, to make an impact, to love, to learn. Number 3, you're like, wait, whoa. Number 3. Alignment. We've talked about this already. Alignment, but baby steps. You guys, stop overthinking it. Stop thinking it has to be some big thing. Stop thinking it's all going to feel good all the time. It won't. Alignment means you're simply on the path. Clear intention, you're taking the committed action, and you are releasing and surrendering. The results will come when it's aligned. If they're not here yet, they just simply haven't aligned yet. You've got more to learn. I have more to learn to become that version of me that qualifies for those results that I want. Are you with me? Okay, alignment, but baby steps. And I want you to write this. Ignore results. Stop thinking those results are feedback. Just kill it with consistent, committed action. Ignore the results. Be ignorant about yesterday. Yesterday's gone. Stop thinking about it. The future's not a thing. Right now, clear intention, committed action, over and over and over and over and over. Screw up, forget, get back into alignment, recenter. You go unconscious and you go on a tirade with your kid. Cool. Take a breath, ask for forgiveness, forgive yourself, compassion, back into alignment, clear intention, committed action. The results will come. There's so dang much more, you guys. Dude, there's like 3 different things I didn't even get into. Should we do part 2? Maybe I'll do part 2 because I have other things that I want to get into that are really good tools. So watch, maybe we'll do part 2. My friends, I want you to write your biggest takeaway on your paper. Tune into your intuition. I just waterfalled, but your well of water is inside your intuition. Take the little bucket down into your own well and be like, okay, I heard all this stuff, but what's my takeaway? And then what's my action? Don't just be here to feel good and consume. Listen, let me waterfall, but then do your well, take a little bucket inside your intuition, and then do something today about what we just talked about. Don't put this grand plan together and then be like, next week though, it's going to be awesome. Nope, that's not how it works. Do something tiny today. Are you guys committed? All right. Thank you so much for being here. I love you to pieces. Create a beautiful day. Bye.